skip it. See it or skip it. See it or skip it.
Welcome everybody to a new See It or Skip It, a special Sundance preview where we're going to be talking about the unfortunate last Sundance in Utah. Man, that sounds like a real good Western.
That's the last Sundance in Utah.
It is, and I've got two great guests with me to be talking about this last final thing. We're all going to be going up to Park City and spending time one last time with the movies that have shaped this state, that have spawned so many brilliant actors, directors. Tracy Mangum, how's it going, man?
It's going really good.
So glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Kent Dunn, of course.
I missed the show.
It's been a couple
like
weeks.
A month.
Yep, it almost felt like an itch. It's like I can't wait to do this. Yep, but very, very happy to have you.
He's having
both
withdrawals.
Yeah, here I am.
A little.
I'm
Much like
now.
Samson, I'm gonna need to have a dart of heroin or
More
something.
close.
Like Fallout, you know, it's like you're addicted. Now you just need more of it. That's
True. I'm just all messed up.
All right. Well, before we jump into all of our Sundance coverage, let's talk about a couple things that you can be able to watch that are big movies. The first one, this was last week, 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Trying to predict the future is a discouraging and hazardous occupation. In fact, it may not even exist at all.
I didn't get a chance to talk to either of you two about this film, and it's still stuck with me.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite movies of the year so far, and it's tough to say in January.
I've been waiting to talk to you about this.
Kent, you saw this in the theater. You were with me for the first movie, and you saw my reaction when it ended.
You weren't mad. You were just like, what's the word, flummoxed? You were just like, what did I just see? Why did
I was repulsed.
Repulsed?
Yes, I was repulsed. Because when you cut to a Power Rangers scene and then it ends, and you just don't do more, and you don't tell me more, and you've just been crying about a bone on top of another bone and like sad,
there's context
children.
there somewhere.
His mother dies. He takes the baby back to the village.
And I think that was the thing with that movie. I really liked it, but tonal inconsistencies are crazy. Where to the point where it's like almost like, okay, I get it. This one follows that tonal inconsistency and goes, let's make it all one cohesive movie, very linear and a different movie. This is not a zombie movie anymore. And correct me if I'm wrong. There are zombies.
I hear you out. Let's hear.
Well, they were never zombies. I get what you mean.
Oh wow, we're getting technical here, thanks, Tracy. Rage infected.
But tell me what you mean. It's no longer a zombie.
Whereas like the fear used to come from being chased, being eaten, and whatnot. Now there's like so much more to the mix, and we've seen this before in other zombie movies. Maybe a Cure story, or maybe there's bad people. This one takes that and I think evolves it in a way. So this is more, I feel like, a Clockwork Orange.
Very much.
Where it's kind of hard to watch because there's torture here, there's just a bad gang of people. Meanwhile, you have our really lovable characters in Spike and Dr. Ian Felsen.
Yes.
And both kind of share the lead, I would say, here. Anyways, I've talked too much. You guys go on.
No, absolutely.
Take the mic from me.
And I'm with you. I think between Jack O'Connell and Ray Fiennes, we're going to be talking about them come award season.
Yes.
I mean, those performances are just sublime. Jack O'Connell is like the new king of like in terms of the villain.
Yes.
He's
Between
now
this
like
and Sinners.
the go-to.
Yes.
Like every studio. Give me Jack O'Connell on the phone. I've got a bad guy I want him to play.
He's had this talent forever, and finally he's getting the calls.
Oh, absolutely. And then Ray Fiennes, I mean, the man can do anything. Like anything from being a villain in Schindler's List to Voldemort to
Have you missed
Shakespeare. He's been doing a lot of little small films. He did an Odysseus film last year.
But this feels like he gets something to chew.
Really much so. And the great thing is like he's so understated in this movie. He's the humanity, right? This is Heart of Darkness. This is going into man's descent into madness. And he is the glimmer of hope. He's trying to find a cure. He's respecting the people who have come before. But then he gets to be unhinged in like the last 20 minutes in the best possible way.
Yes.
And that final sequence of when Jack O'Connell and Ray Fiennes, they have that meeting, and then what happens after that meeting is going to go down in the history books.
Which brings us to you.
Yeah, okay.
You were repulsed by that.
I was repulsed. And you know what? I should have trusted the process. It is one of my favorite. It is the best, in my opinion, of all of the 28 movies. Of all of them. Even the first, because this does so much with what was set up in all of those films, even to an extent, 28 Weeks. I know that it's kind of been brushed to the side.
Right. I
like
but
it.
what they've done with building on what Danny Boyle has done with giving you the puzzle pieces, right? That first movie's puzzle pieces. Here's this island. Here's this doctor. Here's this random group of Teletubby Power Ranger Jimmy Seville fighters.
It makes sense.
now let's make something out of this. And Nia DaCosta, an incredible director. Her last two movies, Hedda, has like a 87% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
This one's got like a 90-something as of right now. Well deserved. And now I need to know what the Marvel's cut ended up being before studio ended up interfering, because I have to hope that that was also a banger.
Studio should get out of the way.
Yes.
For her.
Let her cook.
It seems that the more creative authenticity she has, the more she's able to cook, the more we're able to see these performances like Ray Fiennes and Jack O'Connell come out of the woodwork. And by the way, Jack O'Connell, he could start a real cult, and I'll probably do it. This is the second time he started a cult and also destroyed a barn. And like, I think that's hilarious.
I'm keeping my shirt.
The cool thing with both of those characters is you understand why that character is the way that they are, and you almost have sympathy for them. Not a whole lot, but you're like, I could almost see where you're coming from.
Well, those are the best villains, right?
Right.
You need to understand their reason. And
It's not just evil for evil's sake.
although demented, there's a reason.
Absolutely.
Demented and nostalgia.
and
That's the thing
now-
that was interesting. The Jimmies, they're all just a reference to we love and we live in nostalgia, and that's the way that we live our life. And the main Jimmy doing that and forcing all of these people to be in the same thing that he knew growing up is fascinating. You all have wigs. You
That
gotta put on
arrested
your wigs.
development. Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, obviously, a lot of it was hard to watch. How did you feel about the tonal jumps to the humor? Because
It worked.
I loved it. There's a lot of humor, but you need those peaks and valleys, and you need that respite, because when the horror hits, it hits so hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the theater going,
Yeah, it's
Torture.
good.
It can be torture at times. Squeamish too.
but then when the humor comes, you're like, okay, I can let it down a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene right after, a very humorous scene, where it cuts, and you're like, oh no.
I basically call it, so I said Clockwork Orange. It's also a little Pineapple Express.
I could see that, yeah.
Right? It's just strange, but it fits so well together.
It somehow all works. Yeah.
Might as well throw in the Iron Giant too.
Yeah, honestly.
This is probably what Samson calls Samson. And I think this is definitely one that people, if they haven't watched the first 28 years later,
You must.
required
Have to
watch, because
Yes.
it picks up exactly after that. We mentioned this last week, that this is a movie that if you don't know what you're getting into, you need to be prepared for that. But
Not
at
for the
same
weak of
time,
heart.
Yeah.
If you love zombie movies, this is something that might be similar in a lot of ways, that
Yeah.
we've seen humanity go to the furthest end, and they've lost their humanity, and now we see the infected start to regain their humanity. That's something I don't think I've seen before.
And the interesting thing is Danny Boyle's coming back to finish this, and she's the bridge in between.
Yeah.
And now we get to see, because humanity is going to have to decide how it feels about the infected, because Samson's the key to this whole thing.
Yeah.
And
If he even survives.
But here's the thing. Samson has changed. Has humanity changed enough to see past their prejudices to get to where they need to with Samson in order to find that cure?
Right. I'm calling it too early, but I would love to see different stories in this universe now, where this feels like a pocket of this island.
Very much so,
I want to
yeah.
see what else happens.
And if Danny Boyle brings this home, this could be one of the great trilogies, not just horror trilogies, but one of the great trilogies.
Agreed.
And you know,
Period.
I think the only way that that's actually going to happen is ensuring that Alex Garland is writing the third
Oh,
one.
He is.
Because that is the connective tissue between all of these.
I
And
will
think
watch
he's
anything
a brilliant
Garland
writer.
writes.
Truly, they were waiting to start filming this third movie that they've already written, but they're waiting to see if this movie is a success.
And they have officially greenlit.
Okay, great.
It is ready to
Great
go.
news. Yeah.
So
The only concern is we now have seen the aged progression of our Spike. Spike is taller than me now. in
Yeah.
real life. So we might be seeing some
We might
Stranger
need a
Things
time jump.
de-aging on this.
or something, yeah.
I feel like we're just so happy because it's January and we're getting a good movie. But yes,
We ate good this month.
yes.
Between Primate and this, and another film that we'll touch on just briefly, The Rip.
From the outside looking in, it seems simple. Seize the cash, count it, and turn it in. On the inside, it's different.
We had a Crime Stopper tip come in on this address.
There's $1.4 million in this bucket. I bought 14 more of those things. That's a $20 million risk.
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are back. By the way, this is a see it for all of us, right? The last
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. See it
I
for
haven't
years
seen it,
later.
but
No,
I
20
will.
years later.
Oh, yes, yes, 20, yes.
But they're back. Artist Equity is their company. What's fascinating about this, and maybe this is more behind the scenes than people would like, but Netflix and their production company decided to do something different with how they pay their workers. That it was going to be more off of effort and merit-based than I don't know what they were normally
The more
doing.
people stream it, the more they make.
Yeah, but a way that people could get paid more. If this is successful, that could be a blueprint that we see happen with other streaming services in regard to what they want to do with their actors, which I think is very important. But was the movie good?
So this is like made for dads, you know, or just people that just enjoy casual action. This is a heist type movie where there's dirty cops all over the place, and it has a great cast. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Stephen Yeun is in this one as well. It's just, everyone's enjoyable to watch. It's just a kind of simple story that you're watching on a Saturday afternoon going like, this is pretty fun.
Don't forget Tiana Taylor is also in it
Absolutely.
too. I loved seeing her. I was like,
Sasha
yes,
Cal,
one after another.
it's just a great cast. It's fun to watch. It's forgettable, of course, but as far as like, you know, I'm turn this on. I actually paid attention quite a bit.
Have there been other Matt Damon, Ben Affleck led stories aside from Good Will Hunting, obviously?
Yeah.
And this, was there another one?
They were both in Dogma, I believe.
Oh yeah, Dogma.
They were.
Obviously, yeah.
But this just seems like they're having fun. This is like Matt Damon taking a break from The Odyssey and coming to be take a weekend to film this movie.
Yeah.
But he couldn't shave though. He had to keep.
Exactly.
He had to keep the Odysseus build.
It's simple. There's fun action. It's fine. Yeah.
Does it have the Netflix sheen that you are cautious about?
A little bit, always, but slightly better than average.
Yep.
So.
Okay, well, I think that sounds like a see it, a stream it.
Yeah.
All right, that's our new category for this. Are you going to be streaming it?
I will, yep, this weekend.
Very cool. Well, there's also one more that's out on streaming. It's been in its third episode this week now, The Pitt.
And so it begins.
Welcome back. Took some time. Plus, who else is going to get this place through the 4th of July?
Your replacement came in early. She's just covering while I go on my little sabbatical.
I have ideas for improving the department.
Okay, well.
Season two.
Right? Okay.
Season one totally blew everybody away. This is 24 meets ER, and man, Noah Wyle is leading the charge, and I'm following right along. Tracy, what did you think of the first season, and were you hopeful that the second season would be able to jump right into the chaos again?
I'm not a medical drama guy. I don't watch ER. I don't watch any of those.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I can handle like a lot of horror, but like medical stuff, I get really squeamish on. And my friend was like, episode 2 of season 1. And he called me up and he's like, you got to watch the show. Like, I don't know. He's like, no, you need to watch the show. And within the first 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm in. I'm 100% in because Noah Wyle's character, there's something about that character and the way that he's written, but then all of the cast is so good. And I love the fact that they pick the medical procedures that they're going to do based on how it affects the doctors. And how the doctors are going to react. But we're not getting into a lot of the soap opera-y stuff that we're used to with a lot of these medical dramas. You don't have a lot of the hookups. And I mean, there is some of that, but it's not the pervasive part of the show.
Yeah.
But boy, it is just gripping television, phenomenal. And the special effects props, prosthetics people, unbelievable how real they make this look.
So does that continue into season 2? Because this is one of those old-fashioned shows where they make a new season every year,
right?
Which I love to see.
What's unique about it, though, is that they're doing this within a shift. So each episode is an hour.
Wow.
And also, it's like you said, it's not so much a soap opera, but the anxiety is about the equivalent of The Bear. The level of anxiety as each episode goes through the shift. Right now, I think we're only in hour 3, so so far so good. But it's kind of like
it's it's going to build,
and you go, wait. I'm scared.
This is set during the 4th of July weekend, so you know somebody's going to have a firecracker involved incident that they're going to have to deal with. But there's been a couple of things, and especially in episode 2, where I was like, I should have seen that coming before I saw it, but I didn't. But there's a couple moments where you're like, okay. So it's but the props to the team that makes all the prosthetics and the body doubles and stuff like that they have to make to operate on.
Is this family friendly? Is this something I can
No.
watch? Okay. Yeah, I know. That's
A
good.
lot of
You're going to learn in the first episode just how much it's not family friendly.
Sure.
But at the same time, I wouldn't watch it with my mom. I don't know why. But
Okay, yeah.
I have a friend who watches it with their teenage boy who wants to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And he's
See
fascinated.
if he'll
by
run
it.
out of the room.
Yeah.
I really do love this, and I do think it's one of the best written shows out there right now. You can watch it on HBO Max. It's available, and the first season. Do you think it's going to have the same finishing impact height that the first season did?
So far, so good. I think they're going to clear that bar. They set a really high bar, and it kind of came out of nowhere and surprised people. And so they talked about with the expectations of we've got to hit this. And like you said, this came out last January, and now it's out this January. So they don't have 3.5 years like the Duffer Brothers had to try and write another story.
Yeah.
They had to just go, and so far they're nailing it.
Yeah, the Duffer Brothers.
Don't.
Boy,
Too soon. It's
man,
too soon.
I did have on, and I quickly crossed off season 5 finale because I do want to gripe about it a lot, but
That's
I feel
a
like
full
so much time has passed.
Hey, Steve, for that secret episode that's coming out.
Oh, you mean the documentary?
No, the
documentary.
secret see it or skip it.
Oh yeah. Well, see, if you
Well, I
look
like
at the
that.
time code right now, of when the show's happening.
Tinfoil hat.
It's 12/24. 12/24 plus 7. What is that?
31.
31.
I'm bad at math.
How many days are in January?
31.
31st of January. We're gonna be in Stranger Things.
You
we
made
will
a
be in
promise
the
we
show.
can't keep.
Those
just like that.
TikTokers made some convincing arguments, though.
Did it? I don't know how they got that. That's some ChatGPT Dunning-Kruger level stuff.
Yeah, people online are clever. We'll just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we jump into anything else, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Sundance because it is the final season, but it's not a sad thing. Don't be sad for it leaving, but be happy for the time you had with it, right?
Wow, I love that.
And I think that 40 years of Sundance being in Park City is worth commemorating and celebrating. Tracy, I want to know your experience with Sundance. When was your first time going up to Park City for it?
1994. I was a sophomore in college. I was up at the University of Utah Film School, and one of the classes that was offered was Sundance Film Festival as a course. And I'm like, interested.
Yeah.
And you had to go see like 15 films, write a 15-page paper describing all of the films, what you saw, and I was like, okay, I could do that.
You had to
And
write
I'd
it
never
with
been
paper and pen.
Oh, back in the day, it was a dot matrix printer, my friend,
Oh, okay.
on an Apple IIe with no backspace abilities. So you had to hard delete if you needed to make a
Were
change.
you into film at this point?
Oh yeah, I was going
Okay.
into film school.
Yeah, perfect.
Blown away.
What was the big movie that year?
I think if I remember correctly, I want to say Usual Suspects, but that might have been.
Wow.
It was either that one or Blair Witch.
Wow.
I did not see Blair Witch, but I had friends that did, who saw it midnight, opening night, and they were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Incredible.
It was great because back then we didn't have internet and text and phone, and it just was word of mouth. And tickets for that just started like that was the hot ticket that everybody was dying to try and get into, and it was basically gone, you know. Wow. But
Blair Witch.
yeah.
Debut at Sundance.
Oh, you think of the movies that came out of there, like the filmmakers, Robert Rodriguez.
I've actually.
Please,
got a list.
I got a list here for you. Steven Soderbergh. We got Quentin Tarantino with Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
That debuted here. Christopher Nolan. Batman's DNA started in Park City.
Love
How
it.
cool is that? With Following. Ryan Coogler with Fruitvale Station.
Yep.
And he just gave a really fun, because obviously they've been doing interviews with each other, all of the awards winners, and Hamnet with Chloe Zhao. He was talking about how she taught him how to start a fire when he was doing the Sundance Labs, working on Fruitvale Station.
Oh, wow.
And like just thinking about like, I wonder what it must have been like, just sitting in those labs, watching these creators start their journeys, right? And see how much Sundance has impacted Hollywood and impacted just general audiences to love things. Greta Gerwig, Damien Chazelle, Paul Thomas Anderson, Richard Linklater, and Jordan Peele. That's just to list a few. There are so many others. It's fascinating.
Incredible.
What was your favorite movie at Sundance? Or give me a story, Kent. I want a story.
Okay. The best part about
the people
Sundance,
watching, the celebrity stuff.
Oh, well, there's that. I usually avoid the celebrities, honestly. I just I'm there for the movies and that's it.
Right.
And I don't like knowing, obviously Sundance doesn't tell you much about the movie.
Right.
You get a paragraph, you get a picture. And you don't really get trailers, although now they're starting to. And you just go, okay, let's do this. And there's a few movies I saw that just kind of blew me away or shocked me. And that's based on how many people walk out of movies. Swiss Army Man was an example.
Yes, Daniel Radcliffe, the great Paul Dano.
The great Paul Dano.
Where
you start that movie and it's, a guy stuck on an island, he's at wit's end, and all of a sudden a corpse that has flatulence shows up. And the movie devolves from there. And I'm watching this is madness. What is going on? People are leaving. They're so mad. And I'm like, why would you leave this?
This is amazing.
There's the trip happening here. Or like Hereditary, when I saw that in 2018.
Yeah.
I sat there and I go for horror. All my recommendations this year are horror-based. And I went, I'm watching a masterpiece. And I'm so terrified.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you're like, I can tell people about this. They won't understand for 6 months.
Exactly.
So
yeah, and that's
2018.
2018.
That's one of the hard things is when you see a movie at Sundance and you're like talking to the filmmaker afterwards. You're like, "Do you have distribution?" And they're like, "Well, no, we're working on it."
Yeah.
You're like, "I am dying for somebody else to see this movie so that we can talk about it."
First, because no one understands.
Yeah, and amongst us as the film critics, it's like you need to try and get over to see this movie.
It's great.
It's so much fun.
Sometimes they can last a little longer too. You might not even see it until 2-3 years after.
Right.
If it's ever released.
Yeah, sometimes it never is.
Do you have a favorite memory?
It's interesting because my Sundance journey started at the same time COVID started. So
Wow.
I was there for that year when the last time we were shaking hands with celebrities, and then we went right to virtual only. So I've gotten a very weird experience with it.
Yeah.
But I do remember one of my favorite moments was watching Coda in my pajamas at home. Weirdly enough.
Just crying.
And just, being able to be with myself because I'm always so overstimulated at these things. And it's tough because I want to be able to focus in on the movies, focus on that stuff. But when you watch Anne Hathaway walk past, how do you think about anything else? But like, holy cow, there's a celebrity.
Right.
And I loved being able to focus when it came to that. The first year was incredible. You never forget the first time you're sitting there in the Egyptian Theater or at the Eccles, and you're networking with people, and you're starting to realize, wow, this world is much bigger than us small Utah critics.
Yeah.
And getting to know people, but also seeing some of the jadedness of maybe a seasoned person that's been there forever.
Totally.
That's just on their phone during the screen.
Right.
I don't know how they're even able to do that.
Yeah.
But was there a lot of that last year for you guys?
I sought out a lot of world cinema and documentaries last year, so I didn't have much of that issue. And I'll tell you, sitting next to the family who's The Perfect Neighbor on Netflix.
Mercy.
I sat next to that family, and that was at the premiere. And seeing their reaction while we're all watching this, I'll never forget it.
Absolutely.
The Alabama Solution, which is now on HBO Max, they were able to call in to the two main prisoners and have them on the phone so that they could hear the standing ovation from the audience. And to have those guys say, we have risked our lives. Our lives are in danger now because of the footage that we shot.
Wow.
Our lives are in danger. So it's up to you guys to make this worth it. Share this movie, spread the word. And I was like, oh my goodness. You know, that's the kind of thing that I love getting into. I've got a few more narrative films this year that I'm excited about, but for the most part, I try and check out the docs and the stuff that I may not.
You're a hipster when it comes to Sundance. I understand.
Because so many of the narrative films are going to get picked up and be out available somewhere.
Some are already picked up.
Some aren't, But for the most part, like, the Natalie Portman film is going to get picked up and stuff like that, Right. So I try and just find the littler things to try and promote them and give them some love. And it's a chance I may never see them again.
Yeah.
So.
There's one other, other experiences, I guess.
Yes.
Going to Burger King. Knowing the limited amount of things that you're able to do, and everybody's posting up at that market because that's the only place you can go to get a sandwich that's not going to bankrupt you, or even just trudging through the snow because you're getting vertigo from taking the shuttle all the time.
Yeah.
Or like
finding parking.
Yeah, finding parking. All the stuff that probably are annoying. I'm getting a little nostalgic for already.
Oh yeah.
I'm starting to feel it.
Hot take: they'll be back in 10 years.
Ooh.
Like, good luck,
I know
Boulder, Colorado. But our staff that we have for our volunteers are so incredible.
Yes.
That's something we need to call out.
And the hard thing is Boulder's a college town.
Yeah.
And you think Park City's hard to park in and get around?
Right.
Boulder's going to be really tough. But
I think based on the local support that they get, because our Salt Lake, Park City crowd, our Utah crowd is so great to Sundance. And I'm just saying this, just guessing, but I think based on that and our volunteers, they'll be back because the support will be missing in a couple years.
I agree with that.
I truly hope so. At least, if anything, that they can split it and keep maybe a faction of what Sundance was over here.
Sure.
I know they talked about moving it over to Salt Lake and stuff, but I think there's just something magical about Park City and getting out of the inversion right now. I can't be able to get over that mountainside and be able to do that. We've only got a couple minutes left, it turns out. We ended up talking a lot about this.
Yeah, we did.
What are the movies you're most excited for this year?
Okay, Buddy is one for me. I look at the midnight section
I want to see that, yes.
This is a young girl helps characters escape from a kid's TV show. Christine Milioti is in this one. And
Patton Oswalt is in that one.
Absolutely.
That's loaded.
Yeah.
Undertone
is another horror one, basically about a podcaster who starts.
That is already getting.
I know, in like a month.
Great.
Yeah,
well, it's getting a lot of word of mouth. Like people who have seen it.
What he was about to
I know, right? Yeah, it's being released.
People who have seen it are like, this is the next big.
Okay.
So I need to try and catch that one if I can.
I'm all about that.
Yeah.
There's a documentary out. I don't know if you're going to mention this, a cement documentary. It sold out before anything else when I was looking through.
A guy who like sells cement.
Yeah.
Like he learned how to make a movie based on Hallmark cards or Hallmark movies or something.
Hallmark movies. He found the formula to make the perfect Hallmark movie, and he said, I'm going to make a movie called The History of Concrete.
Yeah, and that one sounds fascinating.
We're literally going to watch concrete dry.
And we're going to love every second of it.
Yeah, but it's going to, there's such a craft to it, I'm sure. Anyways.
I was also thinking at the moment, this Charlie XCX documentary, which they always do this. They've got a big talent coming in, bringing in their new documentary. There was the Hillary Clinton one. There was the Taylor Swift one. And I believe there's a couple musician ones. There's, who is it? Nirvana. Courtney Love, the Courtney Love documentary is coming. As well, The Invite. This is Olivia Wilde's directed film. She hasn't done anything since, what was that one?
The
Baby Doll.
Yeah,
Drive Baby.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Darling. Don't worry, darling.
That's what it is, yes.
So I'm very excited to see that. I think she's a terrific director.
Yeah.
And whatever she does. I think she's starring in a movie also. Otherwise, I'm just excited to be in the world.
The one that I'm really looking forward to is called In the Blink of an Eye.
Yes.
Andrew Stanton, director of WALL-E, is doing it. And it is set anywhere between, it's basically a 3-part story, starting with the Neanderthals and ending up on a futuristic spaceship with Kate. Kate from SNL, I can't think of her last name.
Kate McKinnon.
Rashida Jones. But yeah, Neanderthals to spaceships, and it kind of makes me think of The Fountain.
Yes.
So I'm very interested in that one. And then one called Hanging by a Wire, about a bunch of people who are stuck in a gondola, and the wire is breaking. Yes.
I saw the image.
They said reenactment with archival footage of people who saw that one. I'm seeing that first day.
Okay.
Super excited.
So you are going first day.
Okay.
Well, and you guys are going to be wanting to stay tuned by Wednesday on Good Things Utah, because all of us, including Rebecca Frost, are going to be on the couches talking about it with the GTU hosts, and I cannot wait to do that.
Yeah.
But the last thing before we go, what is the life hack that locals need to know for Sundance? Tracy, go.
Park and shuttle in. Do not try and park on Main Street. Don't try and park in Park City. Park up by Kimmel Junction. Take the shuttle. Runs like every 20 minutes.
All right, Cam, what's your number one tip?
Download the app and waitlist. People are already let down because they can't get a ticket. Waitlist 2 hours before, and then be at the theater as early as you can, because even if you're number 100 on the waitlist, you'll probably get in.
Yep, and my final tip is bring some warm stuff, because you will be in not a tent, and then you'll be in a tent, and you're going to need to shed those layers. So make sure that you have layers and that you get as close as you can to those little heat
right?
Yep. Well, Sundance. We have to say goodbye now. But it's not forever, and maybe we'll show up to Boulder. Not yet. I'm jaded.
We'll see. I'm mad.
But with that said, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Hopefully we see you in Park City. If you do, make sure you say hi to us. We love talking with everybody about movies and all of the stuff that we're excited for. Maybe we'll give you a good tip of something that we just checked out. Tracy, let the people know where they can find you.
Moviesthatmakeus.com.
You can read my reviews at ShowtimeShowdown.com and listen at the Bacon Cell podcast.
Do you like I quietly just went,
You.
See it? And you can find me here because I never leave. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you at the next review.